Now, the YNW Melly case just wrapped recently, and some exciting things going on with this case. Now, I say exciting, I don't mean humorous exciting because two people died, but I do mean that you don't know who did it. I don't know who did it. The way the evidence goes and the way the situation happened is kind of intriguing. But check out the final statement of the defense.
Because a reasonable doubt can arise from a conflict in the testimony. If you believe George Bell, and I suggest you should, then he totally contradicts all the testimony of Sergeant Williams, who comes in here 4 and 5 years later and says, I can tell you where shooter 1 was, and I can tell you who the shooter is. You talk about a conflict in the testimony, it's one or the other. It can't be both.
Now, in case you haven't been following the trial, the prosecution brought on 2 different officers, which gave 2 separate testimonies conflicting each other. The first officer who investigated, I guess, didn't say what the prosecution wanted him to say. So 4 to 5 years later, they get another officer to investigate the same Jeep, right? Because see, they wanted the officer to say the way the shots were going, it came from only one area, the area that Melly was sitting at, right? But so the officer said that, right? The first officer didn't want to say that because that wasn't the actual facts. So what they did 5 years later, they got another officer to go over the crime scene again after they just told these people that they got evidence and investigators who's the top in the country, but they couldn't find the evidence that this person that you went and got found 5 years later. Now he's testifying and he's giving the testimony that you want, and this is Melly's defense lawyer letting you know that, hey, those are 2 different cops. Those are 2 different statements. That's your conflict of interest right there. We don't even have to say nothing else. Now, if you know law, right, all they got to prove is beyond a reasonable doubt, right? They can't prove that beyond a reasonable doubt. They can't. Just by the 2 officers. Therefore, they must bring back a not guilty. Now, for all of you at home who haven't been locked up and don't know the justice systems and all the crap that they pull, then you would know it don't matter if he's guilty or not. They will prove him guilty even if he's not. So don't judge at home and listen to them and think that he's guilty because you don't know. Hit that subscribe.